Hello, this is Otter, and welcome back to another episode of my Horse Ranch, a vintage story let's play based around the Equus mod and its horses. We are jumping back in to me working on the stables and finishing up the roof. What did I put in here? Fire clay bricks. Look at me advance. I'm gonna have glass soon. And we are already off on an adventure. We are just exploring the map because I neglected to bring any prospecting picks with me, despite my initial plan. Hooray. Elk are the base game vanilla mount, so they carry more stuff. Like, they can carry crocs, they can carry passengers if you are playing with another person. There's a chick up here, so we're gonna try to grab it. Ah! Come here. Come here. Oh my god. This was a terrible idea. Granted, the entire point of this playthrough I'm doing is to have horses. So, like, this was a bad idea. This was a bad idea. Okay. We're just gonna mosey on this way. After two very bad ideas, I decide to nurse my very bruised ego by harvesting some medium fertility soil, because I need to finish expanding my farm plot, and I don't have any more high fertility soil. Though, I might find some next episode. Maybe. Anyway, here are my base, this is my base stable. Now we are expanding that farm patch, and if you aren't already, you should totally subscribe, because this is a perfect moment for me to plug this, you know? We're mostly expanding this because we need so much grain to feed the massive farm we are going to be having. What I want to see with Equus is a pet AI integration where you can have them, like, follow you around. And, like, not feed them for obedience, like the dogs and the cats and everything, but to like, brush them. Have, like, a non-consumable item of brushing them in kind of like the similar way the petting feature works. Do that, and then with enough obedience, they'll, like, follow you. That's what I want. Should I put this in a mod suggestion somewhere? Yes. Will I? No. I'm just gonna keep repeating it. Which is why we're expanding the farm, because if I'm gonna have pigs and horses and a whole bunch of stuff, I'm gonna need a lot of grain and other things. This, I need a hoe head. Oh. Oh. You wish. One can dream. The only way that's, like, actually possible is with the stone quarry mod. Oh. There's guys spitting at me. That's not nice. Guys, let's not do that. I'm busy farming. Poke, poke, poke. You. Poke, poke, poke. Get out. Thank you. Now that I have taken out my attackers and made myself a new hoe, we are going to till up all of the soil and plant so much grain, as well as some seeds that won't survive because it's June and it's hot. It's summer. It's going to be so hot. Do I get ready for chickens? I should probably get ready for chickens. There's more honey to harvest. Look at this. Why are you growing so fast? Oh my goodness. We are not the same. I am the same, you are the same. I'm gonna smelt some glass. I think that's what I want to do. We're gonna smelt some glass. Please excuse how much I jump around this episode. I spent so much time at base and making mini excursions, like this one, for more wood. For non-PvP rock damage. Oh. Copper. I will take free exposed copper, thank you. I liked the handbook. Though some of the stuff the handbook doesn't describe very well, like windmills, I had to look up an actual tutorial for windmills. Monster's a little bit less nasty. You know? Big oak tree. And now I'm about to get distracted, banning someone from chat. Oh shit. That's a problem. Okay. But this is not my first rodeo falling into a cave, so I got myself out easy. I don't want to drop my pine. Step 1. Use the icky wood. This is a maple hate zone. And then I'm going to use more pine. Yeah, it's my handle durability that's going to go. There it went. And with all this wood, we pretty easily fill up this charcoal pit and light it up to forget about for the next, like, 8 days. I'm gonna make a bag. Thank you for the follow, friend. This. These. This needle. Boom. Last linen sack I need. So now I have a full set of linen sacks. I love that everyone's like, you know what? I think the increase in feed means we can get the stallion that is hanging around here. He's been hanging around, so I think that means he wants to live here. And we're gonna tame him in the dark. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, can we not do this in the water? Here, get out of the water. Get out of the water. I don't want to get on you in the water and crash. Okay. There. Last one. And you're coming home with me. You, though, are gonna have your breeding turned off. What do we want to name the guy? If it's up to me, I'm naming him Piggy. Because he was over with the pigs. What should his name be? Cedar would be a good name. Cedar would be a good name for this guy. In a new game engine. Alright. If I can spell, your name is Cedar. Hello, Cedar. And now we start building my tannery and butchery section, which also defines the style that I'm going to go for the house, which is yellow, wattle, and daub. So we have to go out on an adventure with Nyx for sandstone. Let's go. Here you go. Here you are. Here we go. Now you may be sitting there going, Otter, that's gravel. You're making wattle and daub, you need sand. Well, thank you, Stone Quarry mod, for the rubble bin, so I'm able to turn stones and gravel into sand. So that's what we gather up. And it's not an outing with me without me getting distracted and plunging face first into a cave. This time I don't get hurt though. Be so careful. Here it is. I found it. There's the aged armor stand. A peasant shirt, I'll take that. And now we are back home to make copper plates for this rubble bin. And I will forget to make the hammer. Come on. I forgot how tedious making plates was. We're gonna just tuck this right there. Okay. There. And how do I do this again? Rubble storage guide. I need a rubble hammer. I can make that. Do I? Okay, I don't need the hammer in my offhand. Working. Doing. Got this. And now that that little excursion is over, we are actually working on the tannery. I hate building with wattle and daub, which is surprising because I use it so often. I used it in Tornwood, I'm using it here, but man, do I hate wattle and daub. And now we're making a little overhang for butchering. I love the butchering mod. Man, I really just did a 180 there. For more context, I accidentally trimmed out me breeding Ansel and Nyx, and I'm about to take Ansel out for Slate. Gotta come take you from your girlfriend. And Nyx is now unable to be taken from her stable. I'm also going to need to make closed off pens in the future, like completely sealed off, in a building kind of pen. That was J and not M. Here we go, there's copper right here. Do I keep leaving in the slate excursions at this point? Because I do at least one an episode. And now I'm texturing a cute little floor for the butchery area. Bunch of packed dirt and conglomerate cobblestone. Voila! Now this is technically set up for butchering. Repaired hide. 8 leather from this, yippee! Oh hey, it's been 3 days. We remembered the charcoal pit. My charcoal pit. Oh. There you go, Ansel. Okay. I'm gonna go knock out a couple of copper veins. And then try to do some prospecting up in here. See if I can get more cassiterite from what's in this region. You know? Spoiler alert. Prospecting was useless. I get distracted. The thing is, I only got a thing from there. Like, a little thing. So if I keep digging around, I might get lucky and find another vein. Okay. Beep, beep, beep. Haha! Torch holder. Yoink. Sticks. Guys, I love free sticks. Okay. That's too big and open. And as day 6 begins, we make our way back home. For more distractions, honestly. After collecting sticks, I decide I'm gonna go grab bismuth and zinc because I managed to prospect both of those pretty near the base. I don't need to take a horse. I'm just gonna run there. Or density this way. Trace amounts, so not that way. But it wasn't down. 2. Found it! Hee hee. Ooh. Give me this one. Should be faster. Bismuth ore. We got it. In case anyone's like, what the heck are you doing? Ladder. 1. So, for reference, this is all zinc ore. No, I can't really see it either. I took Ansel to go get the zinc, and now it's like halfway through day 7. We're already halfway through the month. Oh my goodness. 600 units of bismuth bronze. We're gonna light that up. We're gonna make some ingots of it, plus an axe, and... Is that what I want? Okay, not an axe. We're gonna do... No, yeah, we are gonna do an axe. Alright, take it back, C's. Yay. Alright, here you go, cedar. Completely full trough. Completely full trough for you. Launch myself. There you go, darling. Now... Horses are fed. We're gonna feed these pigs. That is done. So now we can take this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ingots of bismuth bronze axe, and a bismuth bronze pickaxe. Okay. Plop, plop, plop. Did I mention that this is streamed on Twitch and TikTok? This is a little intervention because I was filming a TikTok to post about this. Shameless plug, I know. On YouTube or streaming? Both. Oh, there's a temporal storm. Okay. That's okay. I know I have resin. Do I have a lump of fat? Oh, the temporal storm has started. I did not have a lump of fat, so I decided it was a bright idea. Let's go out and hunt during the temporal storm. What could go wrong? Nothing apparently, but I did get fat. I take it back. I did get fat. So I made myself a fruit press and hid in my cellar for the rest of the storm. And then harvested my berries for wine. I have 12 day months. And I'm in mid-June. Has anyone ever mentioned how satisfying squeezing juice is in Vintage Story? The sounds are beautiful, though I suck at it to start. I wasted so much. I decided my first cellar was a little cramped, so now we're making a room specifically for the fruit press and juicing. And yes, it's dark in here. I don't put a lantern in here till later. Going back here, we're gonna do the chicken coop on this side. In case you didn't piece it together, we are making a chicken coop now because they are cute little creatures. I don't know, I always get chickens. And now it's finished. It looks like on over everything here. Else I made. And now we're catching chickens. And I smack them. And I go over here. Let me punch you. There we go. And they're in the cage. And then I put these both out. And then I think I'm gonna get 1 or 2 hens. Just because it'll be useful. Alright. 2 more hens for this guy to have fun with. Here we go. I think I missed the footage of me starting these candles, but I did make candles. And then I went, I should make shelves. They're pretty cheap. And then I forget how to make shelves. And then I remember. So now we're putting up the crocks in my cooking pots and everything, so that they're not on my stinky floor. And if we're putting the pots up, we might as well put the molds back, as one does when they clean. My pinery texture works, so I think I'm gonna use pine for my lanterns. It saves me on glass. It adds a couple of weird things, but most of it you can just toggle off. Like, look at that. Isn't that cute? Did I have anything going? Yes. I have another hive ready. You can see in the dark instead of being in the pitch black. Sweet. That's a fun one to have. Really handy. Alright. More bees. Right here, I have a populated reed skep. And I'm gonna run. And I'm gonna take this reed skep and I'm gonna put it in there. And I'm gonna have 2 sets of bees. And I decide it's a good idea to start laying out a windmill. I can't make a windmill yet, and I admit that, but I make it anyway. Okay, what do I need for a windmill? To automate working iron blooms, smithing any type of metal plate to power the Archimedes screw? I don't know what that's for. For transporting items, you will need to craft 1 windmill rotor, at least 4 sails, as well as a few axles and gears. This might be a little far away in the future. Yeah, that's a task for after I have boars. Just a little. So instead, I make a spinning wheel for flax, because it's a cheaper way to make flax. And honestly, They sound so cute. And now we are chopping the trees that are out behind the tannery because I believe I planted these, so I can just chop it down. Did I mention that I used that flax to make Ansel a blanket? So now he has a full set of tack, technically. Wolves. I can fight wolves. I might be just a little bit hurt. Just a little bit hurt. Oh. That worked. Well, there was our third death of this series. Good thing I don't have a limit on those. And back home we go. I am muting so many of these clips because I'm just talking about the randomness things. Because I'm streaming during this footage. Because it's honestly my favorite way to play. Does that tend to be, believe temperate? So I have pine forest, I have birch forest, and then I get maple and stuff. I figured I needed to make more lanterns and start lighting up the tannery on day 11 for some reason. Okay. Ouch. And now we are building a pasture for Nyx to reside in until she has her foal. I still need name ideas for that foal, by the way. If you'd like to comment any down below. Okay. Using the pantograph, we are making sure that there is a nice big water source in the pasture. And now I decide to move my barrels into the tannery. And they have to be arranged a certain way because I'm picky. So it's my lime water, my weak tannin, my strong tannin. Okay. Come here, darling. Let's go. Perfect. Look, now you get to wander around. Okay. And you'll notice that we are very close to the end of the episode. I take Ansel out Let's go. On an adventure, and we do not make it back before the end of the month. Though, you do get to see us capture 2 new horses for the ranch, who both did get names, but you won't know until next time. I'm gonna try to dip into this place again, because there's a torch holder. So, her, and then her back there. Okay. Oh god. No! Yes! Okay. We got her. And I saw a ruin down here that I'm just gonna take a peek. I'm just gonna take a peek. Thank you for the follow, friend. I'm just gonna take a little peek. Just a little peek. Okay, we got her. We're gonna have to make a taming pen. Is that blue clay? Oh! This is fire clay. I'm gonna take a... I have never found fire clay in the wild like that. Has anyone else? I got so much of it. But again, most of this is just exploration and prospecting in the north. So with that, we end this episode. Thank you so much for watching. You should subscribe if you haven't and you've made it this far. And I will see you next time. Adios.